Gentlemen, you don't have enough talent to win on talent alone.
Hello, and welcome to Down the Pocket by the Wheel. I am your host, Adam Hess, and with me, as always, he don't want to miss a thing. It's Mike Regan. Mike, how you doing today?
Good. Hey, you know what movie I rewatched?
Oh, I don't have my phone in front of me. I was gonna cheat. What movie?
I didn't put it on there. Usually, if I do a rewatch, I won't put it on Letterboxd.
There's an option
Heat.
there to say I've seen this before.
I know, but still, I don't. Heat by the great Michael Mann.
Yeah, it's an incredible movie. The
That's a very good
the
movie.
end airport chase in that really makes me feel like we lost something when we got the Irishman.
Okay.
Sorry, I got distracted. You remember last
When you
week?
said that, like, it made me feel like we lost something. I was like, where is he going with this? I'm so intrigued. I thought it was going to be like, we lost something with the 9/11 crackdowns on security. Something crazy.
They do just kind of run through an airport, no problem. Don't even have to take their shoes
Right.
off. You remember when I was talking about that guy a few weeks ago who was carrying the grill up to his porch?
Yeah.
He's sitting out there on his balcony, just at a table, and for some
Oh,
reason
good
he
for
just
him.
got up, knocked his hat off of the balcony, and ran inside and shut a screen door. So I was trying to figure out what happened. I wonder if he got assaulted by bees or something. He's wearing a very bright tie-dye shirt.
Bees.
This guy's really, really becoming the lattice work of the lore of Town Alone. He's looking around like someone tried to shoot at him. Like, he's very cautious now. He's like,
I think he heard someone like slam a door, and he's scared because you just moved to Chicago and you heard about all the violent crime. And so he's like, "Oh, that was it. Here we go."
well, he's taking a seat back in his chair. So I'll update you if he takes off again for some reason. Go get your hat, dude. His hat fell down 2 stories.
And it's not safe. It's not safe. But do you know what stuck out about Heat?
What's that?
Outside of that movie, where De Niro's rocking the goatee, how many movies can you name where he has facial hair?
Ooh, that is a good question. Can I name another De Niro movie where he has facial hair?
Right?
I don't think so.
It's hard.
He doesn't in Raging Bull. He doesn't have in Cape Fear.
Mm-mm.
Doesn't in The Irishman. Doesn't in Killers of the Flower Moon. Is this interesting? Should I just keep naming De Niro movies? Is this anything?
I was
Meet
doing
Paris?
this in my head earlier. I was like, oh shit, he doesn't. But then I thought about it and I was like, oh, you think about a lot of the characters he's done in his well-known movies and his like critically more acclaimed movies. He's played characters where it would not make sense for him to have facial hair. Like when he's playing like a mob character or like Casino, like a mob adjacent character, like people in the mob don't like, honestly don't, but like that like, didn't have facial hair, right? They were all like clean cut. Like even like watch like The Sopranos. No one in a crew had facial hair. Like that's like a thing. They're like clean cut people. And then like even like Killers of the Flower Moon, he was like, you know, southern kind of like plantation owner-esque kind of character. So like he would, you know, that's not like when you think about it like that, like he probably wouldn't have like a facial, like he doesn't play a lot of characters that would, if you want to be accurate to like the time period he was in and what he was doing, even with Raging Bull, same thing, he wouldn't have facial hair. Even like Meet the Fockers, you know, he was like former CIA.
Why don't boxers have facial hair?
I don't know. I think it was more like
No, but like, don't you think it would help pad against damage to grow like a big chin beard?
it's not that thick. You have a beard. You know how thick a beard is. It's
But
not
it's
that
something.
thick.
It's something.
I
It's
guess-
not nothing.
I guess it could
It
help
can't
if you had
hurt.
like if you had a really long beard and then they swang with like, you know, like what is that? A
hook?
A hook, yeah. And they were
Terrible
going
form.
for
Your
the
other hand was just out like you were gonna karate chop while you were hooking.
That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna do hook to chop. But like you go for the hook and you think you're aiming for like, you know, lower face chin area and then you just whiff through beard. That's actually an idea. I might have to take that up and become the world's greatest boxer.
Like Kimbo Slice. Like if you tried to uppercut Kimbo Slice at the height of his powers, that beard's stopping some force.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Speaking of sports, that reminds me of the greatest nickname ever when James Harden wanted to get out of Brooklyn and put all that weight on, and people called him Jimbo Slice. That was amazing. But anyway, yeah, point is, De Niro, not a lot of facial hair in his movies. So, thing.
I'm currently trying to make a trade for Jakobi Meyers in fantasy football. My apologies.
Oh, that That reminds me, not forgot me. That reminds me that I got sent a trade offer earlier in our Dynasty League that I run.
We definitely shouldn't be doing this during the podcast, but I was trying to do this before the podcast, and I could not get Sleeper to send me a code to let me to sign in. And I want to get this done because
I'm just like always ending.
Mike, you see, here's the thing. As everyone knows, this is the Town Alone Football Podcast. This is where we talk about football. Now on YouTube, kind of. It's on YouTube, but without audio. So soon, it'll be on YouTube with audio. Check out our YouTube channel. I'll plug it at the end of the episode as well. But as this is a football podcast,
app.
What?
I was gonna say maybe because like a lot of people are like last second getting league set up. The Sleeper app's the shits right now because I keep clicking on this like DM to open this trade request and it's not working. So.
But as you know, since we are the Town of Football podcast, the important thing to talk about here, Mike, Jokobi Meyers requested a trade.
I saw that.
Yeah.
He's getting really big for his britches for a dude who was like nothing until he became good guy, bad team wide receiver because like they had literally no wide receiver one and the illustrious Aiden O'Connell had to throw someone the ball. Hey, this trade I got offered is pretty wild. And interesting, and I got to throw it out here. CJ Stroud for Drake May. I would get CJ Stroud. They would get Drake May.
CJ Stroud's not a good fantasy quarterback because he doesn't run.
Right, and also it's dynasty.
Yeah, and Drake May runs. Also, didn't I trade you Drake May?
You might have last season.
I traded.
There's a good chance you did
at some point. You know what? No, I think in my other, all this is getting cut. I think in my other dynasty league, I traded Drake May for Jaden Daniels. I traded Drake May and a first for Jaden Daniels before the season, and the people were like, "Overpay." Look at those fucking idiots now, huh?
Okay, yeah.
But Jakobi Meyers requested trade. You know he didn't score a touchdown for his first 48 games, Mike.
Yeah. Speaking of Patriots, yeah, Jokobi Meyers, former Patriot.
Isn't that wild? You know, I'm cutting the part where we talked about Drake May, right? So speaking of Patriots, nothing.
I feel like you should put that trade request in there because I feel like that people would be like, huh.
People got to know.
Yeah, you got to give the people what they want.
So Jokobi Meyers, in the final year of his deal, base salary $10.5 million, cap hit $14.98 million. Initially signed with the Patriots, then traded there. So I don't get. This seems like such poor timing on Jokobi Meyers' part. Like, you just got the best quarterback of your career in there in Geno Smith. Like, before that, you had, like, Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi and Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew. You have the best running back of your career in Ashton Genty. You have borderline the best coach. I think Meyers might have been there for the last year of Belichick, so if that, obviously, that beats out Pete Carroll. But outside of that, like, not a murderer's row of coaches. And now you want out? Now you want it? Like, there's no one. You're not competing with anyone for targets. It's you and Brock Bowers, and that's it.
Honestly, if I'm Tom Brady and whoever the GM of the Raiders is, whoever that is escapes me right now, if I did know it.
I believe it's Lance Romance.
What a beautiful name, Lance Romance.
You'll never guess what his first dance at his wedding was.
Yeah. He walked into the interview room and said, "Hey, you got to take a chance on Lance Romance." And bowl cut boy, whatever Davis, the younger Davis, the son, was like, "You're fucking hired."
And he took off his janitor uniform and put on a suit.
Yes. I'm not paying him. Like, that's cute. That's really cute. I'm not paying you.
But here's like the thing, right? Like, this is why it feels so short-sighted to me. With this setup, it doesn't matter if they pay him or not. Like, as long as you don't get hurt, which could be the thing. He's on the last year of the deal. Maybe he wants more term. But unless that's your argument, you are going to have a career year going into free agency. Like, wide receivers don't hit the free agent market. You're going to be the preeminent name on the wide receiver market.
All right, so last year, for reference, Jokobi Meyers, who is pushing 29, he'll be 29 in like November-ish.
Pushing 29?
Had
no one's ever said that before.
I just did. I like to be the first. I like to break ground. He had a career high in receptions with 126, and obviously in targets. Obviously, also in receptions at 87. and then he had, for the first time in his career, he breaks 1,000 yards with 10:27, and he has 4 touchdowns. For a guy that late in his career, and he's once again, good team, bad team, good stats guy. Like, I think that carries over into multiple sports. It's not just basketball, where I think it most commonly gets referenced.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not paying him, and I'm also going to go out on a limb here and lay down the challenge to you based on your previous statement. He will not hit 10:27 this year.
Well, yeah, because he's about to get traded to be the 4th wide receiver on the Jets.
If he doesn't get traded and he plays all year in Las Vegas, he will not get the same or more yards than he did last year. Why? Because 1, Brock Bowers has taken over as arguably the number 1 weapon in that offense. 2, I think they brought in some rookies with some level of promise that could at least, like, maybe not do crazy, but cut into his production. I'm talking like, Dante Thornton Jr. and Jack Besh, big Jack Besh guy.
Yeah, who isn't,
I'm a big Jack Besh guy, literally, because I'm one of like the 8 people who watched the Senior Bowl start to finish. So that's probably why.
You had Senior Bowl notes, sir.
I did. I was ready to
go. So currently, Jack Besh is not in their top 3 receivers, but like the top 3 listed receivers are Jokobi Meyers, Trey Tucker, and Dante Thornton Jr. Obviously Brock Bowers, but like you could do some work there if you stick around, bud. You can get some targets, you can get some yards,
He didn't, like, he even got, like, Bowers got more targets, receptions, yards, and touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
Like, buddy, you're not the golden goose. You're not the target guy. Like, this is just not, like, come on, get out of here.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
What?
What is our Cardinals Tampa Bay $100 bet?
I bet that the Cardinals would beat Tampa Bay in that game.
Okay.
Whenever it is.
Is that week 1?
Yeah. At the time we made the bet, I don't think schedules had been revealed yet. Or the schedule, who people played, had been revealed, not like the exact weeks.
Okay.
So let me see when it is.
Boy, why the fuck did I take Tampa Bay? This is gonna look real dumb in a few minutes here. Let me just tell you that.
You were hot on Tampa's better team, and I was obviously for the last year as well. I was like stupid high on the Cardinals, and it's carried over. They play November 30th, so it's late in the year in Tampa Bay.
That's also post. That's post. Kyler dip. That's at the point when he's going to be bad. So that's good for me.
See what happens. I'll take my 100 in all pennies, sir.
Well, by then you'll owe me 150 for missing podcasts, so we'll just call it 50. Other pieces of news, Mike. The biggest news of the week, obviously. Micah Parsons asleep on the sidelines during a preseason game.
I didn't even see that.
So a camera cut to the sideline where Micah Parsons was laying on a medical table. And of course, the Twitter machine fired up and was like, Micah Parsons sleeps during Cowboys game to show his discontent. And Micah afterwards just tweeted out and was like, no, my back was tight and I was laying to like stretch it out.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian Schottenheimer was like, I'll talk with Micah about it. But this has got to be the dumbest thing that we are talking about during preseason when everything we talk about is already dumb.
Yeah.
Who cares if Micah Parsons slept? It's preseason. Right. I sleep during preseason. You don't see anyone tweeting about me.
I'm like when it comes to preseason, I'll be honest with you, I don't watch a lot of it. I'm just like a preseason box score and like stats guy and highlights guy who like digs in to look at that stuff. But I'm not going to sit down for 3.5 hours and watch a preseason game start to finish.
I watched the Hall of Fame game, and I have not seen another snap of preseason live.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Like, what am I gonna glean from that? Ooh, wow, Joe Burrow looks really good against the Washington second string defense, except for that one play.
Yeah, it's more so. I feel like it's more so to see like, oh, that rookie I think will make the roster, or if you're like a big fantasy guy, it's like, oh, that guy might be worth picking up. That's really it. We don't gain a lot. Like I was talking to my dad, and he was like, "What's going on with the Bills?" And this was after they lost their first preseason game to the Giants, and then they didn't do like literally. I think they put up like what 3 points or something god awful against the Bears in week 2, and we made Caleb Williams look good. And he was like, "What's going on with the Bills?" I was like, "It's preseason." I tell you what, I said, if we lose or if we get like our ass kicked against the Ravens week 1, then I'll be concerned. Right now, I don't really care.
Yeah, and like, there's also so much that you don't know what's going on. Like, the Bengals against Washington in the preseason came out and just ran like a very standard base offense with their ones. And then when their backup quarterback came in, they ran a lot of weird motion shit because it's like they're just throwing stuff at the wall to see how it looks at game speed. Like, it's,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, you know how the McVay has the whole thing that people like come in their pants about, where he's like, yes, November 17th, 1963, I was there. JFK, he was shot.
Or whatever you just said. Yep.
Like, I don't think McVay remembers preseason snaps. He doesn't even play his fucking starters.
Yeah.
Listen, it's an easy rule. If McVay doesn't do something, assume that it's a good choice unless it's going for it on 4th down. Simple rule.
That's fair. That's fair.
Speaking of making the roster, though, Mike, Deion Sanders' brood falling apart. Turns out his stock is bad, Mike. Shiloh Sanders gets into a fight and gets cut the next day. Means the defensive back Sanders couldn't even cut it. Now, Shadur Sanders is 4th on the Browns' depth chart behind such studs as Dylan Gabriel and Kenny Pickett.
One thing that's like, I'll calm down. Like, about like the Shiloh was an undrafted free agent. His chances of making the roster were already extremely thin going into the season. Also, he like wasn't that good at Colorado. Like, his last name was Sanders, so we all wanted to think he was good, but he wasn't. And then also, like, when he got hurt last year, their defense played better. So, little Simmons Ewing theory there, I guess.
I think for
the
the
Colorado
theory, you have to be good before getting hurt.
Okay, true, good point. So not quite Ewing theory.
It's nepotism theory.
That is what it is. And for Shadur, it's like it's literally the draft all over again, right? Like, in the draft, we're all going nuts over this guy who literally going like in the months and weeks leading up to the draft, there was talk and like reports of like a lot of like, anonymous GM, anonymous scout personnel, whatever, to like throw out the idea that like Shadur's not going 1st round. He's going to drop. I didn't think it'd be 5th round drop. I thought it would be like max 3rd round drop, but still. And people went nuts, like going crazy about it and talking about it and all the discourse. It's like basically the same thing now. Like, we're talking about a QB that got drafted in the 5th round, and you're like, oh my God, he's 4th on the depth chart. Like, okay, like Dylan Gabriel played a better preseason. Sorry about it. Like, that's factual. Dylan Gabriel played a better preseason. They feel like going with old man Joe Flacco is a better choice right now, which I don't entirely get, but I can also get it. It's like a 50-50 in my brain, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I want to circle back to that and talk about the Browns QB strategy here in a second. But can I ask you a question that just occurred to me? When you opened up the YouTube link and saw that it had no sound, why didn't you text me?
Because I opened it, like I said, I like clicked the link on Twitter, and it opened in like the Twitter browser when you click on a link on Twitter. And so I was like, oh, maybe it's like just because it's weird. So I ignored it, and I was like, next time I'm on my computer, I'll open it up there and see. And I didn't think of it until we got on.
Investigate slightly further. You didn't think to pop YouTube open on your phone, just pull it up.
I've been meaning to ask you for a month about like when you pull up our website, that featured article still being like the NBA past power rankings from like October 2024. Yeah. And I keep forgetting to say it to you. I hold you in such high regard. I think you're on the ball.
This website is 50% your ownership. And you're like, oh, there's no sound on this YouTube video. Adam knows what he's doing. It must be a new thing they do where they don't put sound on YouTube videos. You find your headphones?
No. I was looking for something and I thought I forgot it, but I put it in a little side pocket. Anyway, yeah, so I apologize. I guess I could have been a little more ambitious, a little more research, and gotten back to you sooner. So, the funny part was I saw that. I saw the this is the best part of the story is I saw the YouTube thing when you posted it on Twitter, and I clicked on it and I was like, "There's no sound and it's just NFL Blitz footage," and then I fell asleep, and I woke up from that sleep. I was like, "Oh no, that was definitely a dream. I didn't think it was real."
That is outrageous, Mike.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. Mike Regan, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so the Browns, right?
The Browns.
Here's my question about that. What is their 99th percentile outcome that they are planning for here? Jerry Jeudy, 1,500 yards. Joe Flacco throws 33 touchdowns and 8 picks. And they come in second in the NFC North or AFC North? AFC North. AFC North? AFC North.
I think they that's why you go with the vet and Flacco in their mind is I mean, one, he still throws his fair share of picks. But they're thinking go with the more experienced guy. If our defense plays really good, we'll be within games. He's been in situations, where you're down late and got to move the ball, and that will work. Instead of potentially throwing out a rookie QB who maybe in a game gets in over his head and the deficit becomes larger than you can come back from. So that's the idea. But I want to remind people, the Browns, defensively still have a chance to be good. But they're not a good team. So you could be QB 1 through 4, and your chances of starting a game on that season, they're pretty high. Flacco shits the bed, and then it's oh, let's try it. Pickett's still hurt right now, correct? So
yes.
It's okay, well, let's try Gabriel. Gabriel doesn't go well. All right, well, let's try Shadur. There's a chance all three of those guys could see the field. At least Shadur technically is on the depth chart higher than Deshaun Watson. Congratulations.
All right, Mike. Continuing on to the biggest news of the week. Scary Terry McLaurin. The orange racer himself.
The love of your life.
The love of my life. Huh. It's about as close as I'm going to get. Signs.
Until Jaden Daniels came along.
Signs. I was trying to think if Anthony Edwards has a case. But Anthony Edwards he was with me through some of the bad times, but it didn't get as bad as Terry. Terry was truly the in sickness and in health of professional football players for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know who wasn't? That punk bitch Sean McVay and Kevin O'Connell and Kyle Shanahan.
Such an amazing amount of assistant coaches.
Yeah. Probably Zach Robinson, too. I'm guessing Liam Cohen.
Probably
Bill Belichick.
You're shitting me.
What?
Zach Robinson was also
Zach Robinson was on that commander staff.
It just keeps getting worse, bud.
Yeah. Not great.
Thought we were done with that.
Not great,
That's
bud.
Amazing, though.
But anyways. Terry McLaurin signs a 3-year, $96 million deal with a $30 million signing bonus. My two questions. What the fuck? Why did I get signed out?
Signed out of what?
I just got signed out from my Google for a second. Stop signing me out, Google.
Someone hacking you, bro.
My two questions. One, what was the holdup here? Was it term? Because 3 years, 96 seems perfect to me. That's exactly 4 months ago when this whole shit started. If you had been all right, 3 years, 96 million. Who loses that deal? I'm no one. Terry's a 30-year-old receiver. That way he's getting near top of the market wide receiver money for a shorter term. That is exactly what I thought this deal was going to be. So what was the fucking holdup here?
So we talked about this a month ago on one podcast when all the Terry drama really hit the level of oh shit, what's going to happen here? And I said at the time, I was I think what Terry what Terry will get at the end is going to be roughly around what DK Metcalf, Garrett Wilson got. He's not going to hit Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson will come in shy of that. DK and Wilson have an extra year of term, but their AAV is 32.5, and then there's Terry at 32. So that's right where I thought he would fall in. He's going to be in the top 10 average annual value wise, but he's not going to be Chase, Jefferson, One, because those guys are just like next level, probably like hands down the number 1 and 2 receiver in the NFL, and they're also 4 years younger, so it's understandable that he's not going to get there.
Yeah, and like same thing with CeeDee Lamb or something like that. The DK Metcalf number made total sense to me. He's older than DK Metcalf, but he knows how to run more than one route. So totally understood where that was coming from. I like it's just outrageous to me how long this process took for the contract to go out and go, yeah, that looks right.
You get the AJ Brown deal, like exact same average annual value of $32 million.
Yeah, his cap hit this year is 3rd in the league, but his total cash isn't even top 5.
The one thing that is interesting that I don't think like Spot Rack, Spotrack, whatever you want to say, still doesn't. What?
Spot Track.
I think it's actually Track. I think you're wrong. Or it's
Spotrack.
It's spooky. Shit does get spooky in October anyway. They don't have like all the details yet, so I'm curious what his guarantee is, unless you've seen it somewhere.
$30 million.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow. So what was the holdup? If he was willing to accept $30 million guaranteed,
$30 million was his signing bonus. Hold on, I saw it.
Okay.
In the ESPN article, they had the guarantee. I think I'm double checking here. Maybe they don't. Yeah, maybe we don't have the guarantee yet. Okay,
yeah, I don't think we have that yet. So I'll be interested. Like, DK got $60 million guaranteed, but his entire deal, technically, because the extra year of term was $132. So I wonder. I think I'm gonna guess, with the numbers not still revealed, is that roughly 50% of that is going to be. I'm gonna say at least $40 million is guaranteed to get him to sign the bottom line. Is what they did.
So my other question, right? Because I think you nailed it. I got nothing I can add. My other question. From 1 to 10, or let's say making it 1 to 10. Let's set a gambling line. What would you set the odds at that in 2027 this ends up on our worst contracts bracket?
It won't.
Yeah. So yes would be like
percentage wise, like chance it does
600 plus 450 to end up on there.
Yeah, I think there's like a 20% chance, maybe 20 to 30% chance that it happens.
Yeah,
like I'm pretty.
If it comes out that he sexually harassed 21 masseuses in the Houston area, then yeah, that's probably an argument to be one of the worst contracts in the league.
Right. Like here's the thing about the man, the myth, the legend, Skirtary, is that he is shit. Where'd he go? Not contract. You fucking goddamn Google autofill from shit I previously searched. You're slowing me down. Quick Google search has him at 6 foot. I don't. His weight's not showing, but he's probably like what, 6 foot?
I'd say 6'185". Nah, 6'190".
6'210", according to ESPN. But like literally, just for context, literally any sports website you check, like usually most of them are gonna have a different number. It's pretty hilarious. But yeah, so let's say 6 foot 2 to 210. And I've never seen Terry as like a uberly like he wins on athleticism. That's what it is, right? He has great hands. He's an amazing route runner. He knows the intricacies of the game on how to beat defenders and get to where he needs to be, to pay attention to his QB, to realize where he needs to go to catch a ball. That is why even like in 2020, he hits 30, early 30s. I don't think you're going to see a big drop off.
Yeah, like he's not reliant on his speed, right? Like he's not Tyreek Hill, and I agree. And he makes a compelling case that he hasn't beat himself down with just the sheer amount of snaps that other people have by the time they get to his age range, because he played less snaps in college, and he has played. If you're talking just raw snap numbers per year, it helps keep your snaps low when you're not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I think that he has a case that he hasn't like played an absurd amount of snaps, and his even if he's already past his athletic peak, his tail end is probably going to last a little bit longer just because he doesn't have the same athletic fallout. But we're still talking, like people talk about Devontae Adams as like he's going to be this great chess piece in the Rams offense, and he's what, 32, pushing 33.
I think he will be.
Yeah. So I think Devontae Adams and Terry McLaurin have an overlap in skill set where it's all about really good at the catch point and a crisp route runner.
I mean, like we were texting about it the other day. Like when you sent me last year's numbers, I didn't realize. I was like, Devontae Adams broke 1,000 yards on the shit Raiders and then the shit Jets. Like this dude's gonna have a very good. Like I'm not saying he's gonna be like lead the league in like everything, but he's gonna be a contributor in the Rams. Like that was pretty wild to me. And I think of Terry in like a similar vein. Like I'm not gonna say he like hit the peaks that this guy did, but like prime Antonio Brown was just like next level at doing every aspect of being a wide receiver better than everybody else.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to be faster. I don't need to be bigger. I know how to play the position.
Yeah.
Compared to like a guy who like I know we got to move on, but a guy who's like number wise similar, like DK, like gets a little older, starts
DK
not hitting
Metcalf.
the gym every day. Like it changes.
DK Metcalf is one knee scope away from being the 40th best wide receiver in the league.
Exactly. We hate DK Metcalf so much on this podcast. It's unreal.
He just gets so many strays, but also he's had multiple stories come up about how he has 3-ways with OnlyFans models. He's completely jacked and he's a multimillionaire. I think he'll be all right. We can keep taking shots at him. Yeah.
I think they just bounce off of him. He's not too worried about it.
If we start taking shots at Brock Bowers, that guy's fucking life is over, though.
His receding hairline won't take a while.
Run away even faster.
Yeah.
Should we start tweeting at Brock Bowers? Should we start cyberbullying him? Could that be how we get famous? So, Adam, this year you guys broke into the YouTube Rewind for the first time, averaging 1 million views per podcast. What was your secret? I just cyberbullied Brock Bowers until we were in the news.
Here, I'll start. Brock Bowers? More like Brock hit the showers.
Yeah, that's right. You stink. Anyways. On to our gimmick of the week, Mike, unless there's anything else you want to talk about. Do we miss anything? You got thoughts on Cam Akers getting cut?
No, Cam Akers is I mean this is like a compliment. He's like a cockroach of the NFL.
He's somehow he's on a different team every year and he gets traded or cut, but he's gonna have like a game this year where he averages 5 yards a rush and like 8 yards a reception, and we all go, Cam Akers? And then next year he's gonna get cut by, I don't know, the Bears. Like it's the Cam Akers cycle. He's like Frank Gore if Frank Gore didn't play any regular season football.
The only other big football news that's been going on, I mean, not the only other big football news, but one thing that is notable is that Michigan named not Mikey King. That's who got beat out by true freshman Bryce Underwood.
Bryce. Not the guy from House of Cards.
No. Bryce Underwood, the starting QB, the guy who's gotten comps to the man, the myth, the legend, one of the best college football, I guess, like overall career, you'd say no, but for that 1 year at Auburn, he was like God mode, and that is like Cam Newton, which is unstoppable. Yeah, like he's gotten comps to him, so that's something else. They brought in Mikey Keene, the Fresno State transfer, and some people thought like, oh, guy with experience, you go with him this year. Don't throw Bryce out too soon. But nope, they apparently saw something where they were like, this kid's ready to go. So that'll be fun to watch.
Do you have to like start thinking about baseball when you hear true freshman starting quarterback?
What do you mean?
You gotta picture your grandma's like flabby arms or something.
No, I'm so confused on the connection here. You got.
These are all ways that people stop themselves from coming fast during sex, Mike.
Oh, gotcha. Now I see what you mean.
Like when you hear true freshman starting quarterback, Papa Simi, like how serious are we talking about here when this happens at a Power 5 conference school?
Like I don't do that. When I hear like true freshman starting QB, sometimes maybe pop a little bit. Go a little 6 to midnight. But sometimes it's more
makes it sound like it's so viscerally fast to me.
That's true.
Like if you listen closely, you'll hear a pop as it breaks the sound barrier.
Right, like last year, if like Billy Napier wasn't an idiot and was like, nope, we're gonna stick with Graham Mertz, and just went DJ Lagway, like, oh fuck yeah, let's do it. And luckily because of injury that happened, but still, with some true freshman QBs, I'm like, this is gonna be interesting. Let's see what happens.
Do you think it's gonna negatively impact Bryce Underwood that Jim Harbaugh can't coach him until the year 2038?
I think so. Maybe okay.
What are the chances that he is the Justin Herbert replacement?
I think it's very unlikely. He didn't even recruit Bryce Underwood. That was Sharon Moore and his staff that put an insane amount of money at his feet to steal him from LSU because Brian Kelly just loves taking L's ever since he went to Baton Rouge. But
to be fair, he took a few of them at Notre Dame too.
That's true. Whenever we played like a really good team.
Uh-huh.
It'll be interesting though, just because like I don't really know like what Michigan, like their roster, you look at it like wide receiver wise especially, you're like, I don't know if I can say they're terrible because the QB play last year was so god awful that you couldn't even properly judge them. And what they're gonna have at running back is different. I think like I'm going on a tangent now, but like defensively, people forget that last season's Michigan team had a lot of vestiges of a national championship team: Kenneth Grant, Will Johnson, etc. Josiah Stewart, super underrated, and they're gone. So I don't like Michigan's a weird team for me because I'm like, this team is either going to be like in like a playoff team possibly, or they're going to be like 6-6 and hopefully making a bowl game. It's pretty wild.
Are we doing 2 podcasts this week? We're doing one on Wednesday?
Yeah, sure. We want to do them.
You want to do a mock draft?
2026 mock draft?
Yeah, you want to do like a top 10? Like we go back and forth, do a top 10?
Yeah, fuck with that. Let's do it.
Steve Sarkisian told Arch Manning go be you. Don't try to be.
Not
Man,
you.
I couldn't remember his name.
Quinn Ewers?
No. Oh, well, that would actually have been better than what I was going to say. But yeah, like, you know, he doesn't want Manning to be anyone else. Steve Sarkisian came out and told Arch Manning, don't try to be. Man, why can't I remember anyone's name? I keep trying to go for this joke, and I can't remember any other human being's name besides Arch Manning.
And not stick the landing here.
No, I keep false starting on this. I keep being like, all right, let's give it one more try, and then I can't remember another human name.
It's just not there.
Yeah. I was initially going to cut out the first time I flubbed the joke, but I think this time I just got to leave him in.
You got to keep it in. I will say that's like amazing. Like that seems like Sark was like put on the spot and really had nothing to say. What'd you say to Archman? Just go be you. Go be you, man.
Yeah, I told him if he loses a game, I'm going to hit him with my belt buckle. That's what I told him.
That's what I told him.
All right, Mike, on to our gimmick of the week.
God, I'm so
Or I
excited
guess
for
the
Saturday.
Monday. Yeah. Week 1. And if you want to know what to expect from every conference, and by that I mean the SEC, check out townalone.com.
More news on the content of on Saturday coming up at the end of this podcast. Real quick, I have to say, there's a podcast I was looking at earlier, and they, like they do what any good podcast does. They put the timestamps in the show notes.
Uh-huh.
And the one just said like I think it was like casual banter. It's one of them. And I was like, I feel like ours for that at the beginning of podcast should just be like, I don't know. What would you say? Like inept banter or like all over the place banter? Impossible to follow banter? Something like
that. Are these guys on drugs? Was this recorded at a different location at a different time, banter?
Did they forget that they were recording a podcast, banter? Something like that. But now onto the main gimmick. I apologize.
On to the main gimmick of the week. Mike, as was revealed during our Contracts Pod finale, we picked the AFC playoff teams going into the year, but forgot about it and never picked the NFC playoff teams. So now we are picking the NFC playoff teams with the condition that you must pick 2 teams that did not make the playoffs last year to make the playoffs this year. Mike, the pool of teams from last year are the Lions, Eagles, Buccaneers, Rams, Vikings, Commanders, and Packers. So you could pick 5 of those 7 teams, but 2 of them got to go for new teams.
Gotta go.
With that said, Mike, I pulled a classic you move and didn't seed them until the end. So I figured you want to go through division by division here, talk, and then we'll save our reveals for the end.
What, like pick the division winners first?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
So let's start here with the NFC North, Mike. The NFC North. The North plays itself, the AFC North, and the NFC East.
Okay.
Who are your candidates out of the North?
So,
funny if you said the Dolphins. That was a dumb fucking question. There's 4 teams that could be your candidates.
You gotta stop saying stupid fucking things that throw me off my game sometimes. Really gets me. So I think the Lions once again obviously are great roster, great head coach. The big concern is like, oh no, Ben Johnson, no Aaron Glenn, and we'll see what happens.
By the gambling
we
odds, they're
obviously
the favorite at plus 160.
Yeah, I mean, we did see the Eagles take a step back after losing the Stink and the Gan man.
I feel like we had to force the Gannon nickname because the Stink is such a good nickname.
So I think the Gan man is pretty good.
It's mid.
It's mid?
It's mid.
You're mid. The Gan man?
It's a ripoff. It's a bad ripoff of Dan the Carlson Kicking Man, which is an elite nickname.
What else would you do? Like the Gannon? Like, I'm trying to think of like a cannon pun. And I can't because it sounds so similar to Gannon. It's not a good pun. Anyway,
The
they're
Queen's Gannon?
no. Anyway, the Lions make sense to be the favorite, and I think the Packers have to be considered as well. The Packers were so weird last year.
Yeah, so they had in week 1, they had Jordan Love get injured in Brazil. Then they had Malik Willis come in and win 2 games for them before Jordan Love came back, and then they just kind of had like an up and down year all season.
They're stuck with Malik, maybe in the playoff. Oh, they were in the wait. No, they didn't make it.
Yeah, they did. They were the 7th seed.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Which they then promptly lost in the first round to the Eagles, right? Yeah. So, Lions, so the thing with the Packers, right? Like, already Christian Watson is hurt, which is the free space on your NFL season bingo card. Their run game still kind of a question mark. Like, I like Josh Jacobs. I don't love Josh Jacobs. Their offensive line always has injuries on it. But, like, they're inevitably a good team because they have a really good coach. We have, like, Jordan Love. People always get stuck on this whole, like, oh, nerds think Justin Herbert's good, but Justin Herbert actually bad. For me, that's Jordan Love. The nerds tell me Jordan Love's good. I watched Jordan Love throw a lot of errant and bad passes.
I can get on board with that.
I don't know.
That's what I was getting to with last season. Is like, it was weird because it's like, all right, was Jordan Love banged up, or is he really not as good as we thought? I've been more not as good as we thought, but like not as good as the hype, I should say. And like I've been more on the not as good as the hype train with you, because I was like, yeah, he like towards the end of his first year as a starter, he looked pretty good, and then he torched the Cowboys, which is like, congratulations. Here's like a ribbon for the other billion teams that have done it in the playoffs, and he got paid for it. So I don't know. I've been weird on Jordan Love, and I personally think what happened last year was less about being banged up and more about who Jordan Love is. So I'm kind of with you on this.
It is hard, despite all of that, to see a world in which they are not in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Simply because of how good their coach, their offensive structure, and their defense was last year.
Right, and they're also kind of towards like the middle of the pack in strength of schedule. So
everyone's telling me that this Matthew Golden kid they got in there is the next fucking Megatron.
Not even close.
It's just like, people are like, this guy's a wide receiver 1. When like going in to the draft, everyone was like, yeah, he's going to be like a high-end wide receiver 2, which means they drafted another wide receiver 2, which is fine, right? Like, they've built the whole airplane out of black box. Like, none of their wide receivers are bad, just none of them are top of the line good.
Oh, right. Like to break it to Packers fans, what you should do in this situation is you should double check like what the overall picture of that draft class was. And the picture of that draft class was like, all right, Tet has a chance to be a wide receiver 1, and Burden has a chance to be a wide receiver 1 down senior year. So that it still has a chance to be a wide receiver 1. And the rest, it was like, could be a really good wide receiver 2. And as you went on, it was like, could be a great slot guy, wide receiver 3. Like,
yeah.
It wasn't a stacked draft class at receiver.
Like, Matthew Golden is getting the J.J. McCarthy treatment from last year, where J.J. McCarthy just climbed the ranks despite no snaps happening, except it didn't happen for Matthew Golden until after the draft.
Golden is 5'11", 191, and fast as fuck. So, like, why is it escaping me? No, Xavier Worthy. The previous year.
There you go. Yeah.
Like, he ran a blistering 40, and a good team like the Chiefs were like, yeah, fuck it, why not? Like,
it's going to be so funny. He's gonna be like offensive Travion Diggs, where every pass to Matthew Golden is either gonna be picked or a touchdown.
That's pretty good.
What about any airtime for currently seen at number 2 in the odds for the division, the Vikings?
Fourth.
Their other 3 games are against the Chargers, Seahawks, and Falcons.
According to Sharp Football Analysis, aka the man who Adam hates but also respects his work, in a weird dichotomy. Pardon me. 4th hardest schedule. So
in the NFL or in the division?
In the NFL.
Okay.
Which is also, yes, the 4th hardest.
Oh, yeah.
You tricky bastard. Tricked me up with that one, didn't you?
You acted like I was laying ground traps to try to capture you. I was asking for clarification.
I'm sorry, Mr. 5th hardest. Oh, actually, no, they didn't, because I'm a double idiot now, because I thought you were being sarcastic, but you were asking a solid question, and I was wrong, because the Lions have the 3rd hardest.
This is the dumbest conversation we've ever had.
Well, sir, should we put money on the Packers to win this thing?
Because they have the 23rd, 7th, or 8th hardest schedule.
Good point. I accidentally scrolled down too far and got to the a totally different board. Oh, I got to the 2025 NFL strength of schedule versus 2024 actual. Don't ask me how that works. I'm not reading the explanation. But to go back up to the just basic schedule rankings, you're right. Wow, this is an entire. So I guess we're betting like the Bears. They're winning the whole thing.
I'm not betting on the Bears to win the whole thing.
No, I still think it's the Lions should be the favorite. Packers are involved. Because of Kevin O'Connell, you can't rule him out, seeing what he's done in past years. Like, if Ben Johnson hits, does the NFC North have like the best coaching?
Yeah, they're currently, I think their competition is the AFC West.
Harbaugh, Shanahan, not Shanahan. Harbaugh, Reed, Peyton, and Pete Carroll. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Except that's a really good one. There's an amazing
NFC West.
True.
Mike
NFC
McDonald
West?
is the albatross. I mean, they got Shanahan and McVay.
Shanahan's overrated.
Shanahan's overrated? Oh, I thought you said McVay's overrated for a second.
No,
I don't think Kyle Shanahan's overrated because he made 2 Super Bowls in 3 years, but I did and turned Mr. Irrelevant into a quarterback that we have to discuss.
He's a good OC. Stop getting outcoached in the Super Bowl, bud, and then I'll think you're good. Just saying.
So does that mean Sean McDermott's an even worse coach because he keeps getting outcoached in the divisional round?
Yeah, pretty much. That wasn't like a smart ass response. Like, I've been on McDermott hate for years. Ever since he won Squib Kick the fucking ball. Anyway, let's get down to it. Your NFC North winner.
I got the Vikings.
You got the Vikings.
Yeah, so second best odds in the division.
Yeah.
Behind the Lions. I believe in consistency on the offensive side because they have Kevin O'Connell, who appears to be the quarterback whisperer. I don't imagine a world in which J.J. McCarthy is a worse on-field product than Sam Darnold. And they still got Brian Flores, who is unhireable because he's suing the NFL, who's coaching a defense that they stacked with Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave during the offseason, as well as picking up some minor pieces like Jeff Okudah, Kobe King, Tiyon Ingram, Dawkins. Yeah. I believe in that coaching staff, which is part of it. And I also think, like, they were a game away from doing it last year with fucking Sam Darnold.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna go like chalkier with the odds and just say like the Lions. I love their roster for the most part. Like, offensively, they have great weapons. Defensively, I think they're gonna, if they stay healthy, they're gonna be way better than last year. The one like thing about the Lions is like I hate saying this because it's very first takey, right? Like, they like to take a QB who plays really well but then loses like a game in the playoffs, and they're like, is he actually dog shit and they'll never win anything with him? But I don't know if they're ever gonna win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff.
Yeah, I would rather bet against the Lions losing both of their coordinators and still having Jared Goff at quarterback than bet on them. I would feel less dumb if I bet against them and they're good than if I bet on them and they're bad.
I'm going to be more dumb in your brain, and I'm going to bet on them.
Okay. Next up, going in alphabetical order, the NFC East. They play themselves, the AFC West, and the NFC North, as well as the various people who finished at the same position as them in other divisions. Mike, what is your initial leaning to win the division?
Once again, going chalk. It's at the Eagles. I think should rightfully be the favorite because how good that roster is top to bottom, and like the coaching staff is the same. The roster is basically the same.
Literally lost Kellen Moore, but sure.
Oh yeah, they lost Kellen Moore.
Let me ask you this: do we know if
You
Kellen
want to talk
Moore
about cockroach? Like Kellen Moore, dude. Kellen Moore, man, this guy was like not good in Dallas. People kept saying he was good, but then when you look at it, like, no, he's not good. Then he went to San Diego, and it's like, yeah, Los Angeles Chargers. They'll forever be the San Diego Chargers in my heart, and wasn't that good. And then, like, he did good. He did very well in Philadelphia when you had the best running back in the league, and arguably, if not, it may not be at all an argument, like the best offensive line in the league. And you're like, hand the ball to Saquon. He's like, guys, groundbreaking offensive game plan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it took the pressure off Hurts that in the past Hurts has the moments that it stopped Hurts from getting put in the moments where he usually would make his fuck ups, and he did very well.
Does it change your mind at all that Kellen Moore is now the youngest head coach in the NFL?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, thought I'd give it a shot there. Yeah, so Kellen Moore was there for 1 year. They happened to win the Super Bowl that year, but they do lose their offensive coordinator, and the last time they lost their offensive coordinator year over year, that team suddenly was incompetent on offense. You looking up who their offensive coordinator was in the meantime? Brian Johnson.
It's Kevin Petula.
Now?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were talking about the year when they went in the tank after losing the stink.
He was promoted. So he was on the staff last year, and that's always a good sign when you take continuity and move it forward in the next season. So I'm not scared about that. Also, this defense is going to be so good again. And like, I don't know, even with the loss of Josh Sweat, who I'm a big fan of, and who was it? Milton Williams as well. They lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we need to like stop letting him get away with this in the draft, dude. Like, we can't let him get away with this. Like, they get Jihad Campbell out of Alabama, who has like a very good upside. A dude who I have circled is Antoine Powell-Ryland Jr. I wrote about him in my Day 3 Darlings. Like, there's reasons why he was drafted so late, but dude, like, his numbers at Virginia Tech were wild. And if he does something similar in the NFL, like they're once again going to be just like trying to commit mass genocide on quarterbacks. Like,
that's good because they have Jihad.
It works perfectly. So yeah.
And the important thing is they kept Jeff Stoutland, who's their offensive line coach and run game coordinator.
Yes.
Who he's the guy that makes the sausage there. Like, without Jeff Stoutland, the team is like, I don't know, fucking Nick Sirianni, just like wearing a backwards visor, looking like the dumbest guy to ever touch a football.
and pandering a lot.
Pander King, Nick Sirianni.
What?
Yeah.
Pander King. And they also still have Vic Fangio.
And they still have Vic Fangio. Yeah.
He's like a poster child for like, that guy's not a good head coach, but goddamn is he a coordinator.
Yeah.
Similar to Steve Spagnuolo.
They're both olds too. You got some olds.
Mm-hmm. Gotta have the olds. Gotta have the unks in there.
They got some questions around linebacker and their second corner. But outside of that, yeah. I mean, it's a very good roster and probably the best roster in the NFC once again.
Yeah.
Unless you count the Lions as the best roster. I went with the Eagles at minus 135.
Okay. I was just like the one team who, like, if things get shaky for the Eagles, who do have the chance, based solely on, well, they have a star wide receiver. Like, they got pieces, but the biggest piece is like they have a stud QB, and that's the Commies. That's your team. If things fall
Thanks
right,
for reminding me. I forgot.
if you forgot who your team was, it's them. And like if things fall right, the Eagles struggle a little bit, the Commies can get ahead of them. That's a chance. But like they're like the Giants, no chance in hell. Jackson Dart's gonna be the starting quarterback of the team. The sad part is like, is that official? Are they starting Russell Wilson week 1?
Yeah.
That's such a joke. Like this is the biggest joke in all of like the NFL as far as choosing starting quarterbacks. More of a like. All right, I'm not gonna get off on a tangent.
Well,
God,
here's that. The Giants have the hardest schedule.
Yeah.
And there is not an opportunity to bring in a rookie quarterback that isn't going to be against a top-end defense until like week 12 for them.
Like Jameis. At least Jameis is fun.
But they're not looking for fun. They're looking to save their jobs.
And they're not going to with Russ.
Any chance that they're weekend at Bernie'sing John Mara?
I don't think so.
So week 1, they play the aforementioned Commanders. Then Dallas, Kansas City, Los Angeles, New Orleans, I guess, is where you could say. Week 5, Jackson Dart. However, right after that, they play Philly, Denver, Philly, San Francisco, Chicago. So then Detroit. So I guess maybe you say week 13, and they get New England, Washington, Minnesota, Las Vegas, and Dallas down the stretch with Jackson Dart.
I think it won't even matter once they get past the midway point because the record's going to be so bad. They're not even going to care who's on the schedule. They're just going to throw them out there, or they'll just switch to Jameis. Did you see
Trey
the
Hendrickson just
clip?
got paid, by the way.
What?
Trey Hendrickson just got paid.
Oh, breaking news.
Yeah, about 30 minutes ago.
Not breaking.
$14 million raise from the Bengals, boosting his 2025 salary to $30 million. So he didn't get an extension, just a raise.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Very interesting. The one team in this conference who it's like I'm so down on is the Cowboys. I think they're going to be terrible this year, and I'm going to laugh and rejoice as it happens.
Is this a like Brian Schottenheimer take? Is this a Jerry Jones take? Micah Parsons take?
Yeah, this is a roster that isn't great. On top of a extremely mismanaged franchise take.
I think the roster's pretty good.
I
Star
think their
wide receiver, top 10 quarterback.
I pray for Dak.
Decent
I pray
upside possibility on the offensive line if this guard they drafted hits. I guess their defense really suffers without Micah Parsons out there.
Yeah.
Micah Parsons,
that's like,
I think.
And like the running back situation, like you hope Javonte Williams works. If not, you're going to rookie Jaden Blue or Phil Maffa.
Jaden Blue is
from Clemson.
Jaden Blue.
You a big Jaden Blue guy?
Jaden Blue's the truth.
You think Jaden Blue's the truth? Wow.
I don't know anything about him, but I keep drafting him in fantasy just in case.
Did you draft him in our dynasty league?
Yeah.
I think I said I was like, Adam doesn't know who the fuck Jaden Blue is. What is it?
Come on. 5'9", 196.
What's not to love? A little bowling ball out there.
Bowling ball out there.
A little chode back.
Chode back, running between the tackles. Who doesn't love it, you know?
Chode back. I don't think their defense is going to be good. I pray for Dax. I think their offensive line is going to be bad again. So good luck getting the ball to George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. I hope it works out for you, but I'm not high on the Cowboys. So yeah, I think it's the Eagles and then outside chance the Commies, but I will go Eagles.
Eagles. Yeah, I obviously went Eagles too. All right, next team in next division in reverse alphabetical order, the NFC West.
Changing it on me.
NFC West plays themselves, the AFC South, and the NFC South. So they got the South, the classic, great. You want to see that, the South. Currently the favorite, Mike's favorite, the San Francisco 49ers at plus 155.
They're going to suck.
Who do you got winning the division, Mike?
Not the 49ers, I'll tell you that right now. I like the Rams a lot. I'm obviously like stupid high on the Cardinals as they have been for the last 2 years. Schedule-wise, strength of schedule, they're pretty close to each other, so there's not a lot to glean from that. If you actually, oh no, my bad. I was looking at the Los Angeles Chargers. Yeah, but still, they're both like.
Why are you so bad at this?
I'm terrible at this. They're both like somewhat middle of the pack. I mean, the Cardinals are only 9 spots in front of the Rams. Pretty similar. Those are my 2 teams that I'd say like I think they can win it. But
49ers have the easiest schedule in the NFL.
Don't care.
Per Warren Sharp. Don't care. Digging
Don't
your
care.
heels in?
No, this is the year. This is the Purdy fall off year. I've dug my heels in. I can't leave now. You ever like you buy into something, you like plant your flag so hard, so long, you're like, well, I can never leave. I can never leave this spot.
I truly believe Isaiah Hartenstein's a top 5 center, Mike. I've never done this in my life. Ayuk's already hurt. Jordan Watkins is already hurt. It's Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings, who's hurt. Robbie Chosen and Sky Moore as your top 4 wide receivers week 1. Their offensive line is pretty chalk from last year, but with Brock Purdy under center, as well as Christian McCaffrey and now Brian Robinson Jr. is your top end running backs. Defense, it's got a lot of turnover from last year, I think is the case against it, and a lot of rookies that they are relying on, such as Michael Williams, Upton Stout, Marquise Siegel.
I should point that out, is that they're like, yo, who's starting at nickelback? Western Kentucky's own Upton Stout.
How do you think Chase Lucas feels? Couldn't even beat out what is Western Kentucky? A group of 5 school?
Yeah, they're a G5 school.
Yeah, a group of 5 undersized cornerback.
Yeah.
5'8", 181. Upton Stout.
I mean, who knows? He could be really good. Just because it's G5.
Stout's family is like a big fan of like muckrake journalism. Is that where they got into like his name from?
No, I think they love the song Twist and Shout.
Mm.
So their last name became Stout. That made no sense. Upton Stout. See, it works.
So it has the same amount of syllables is where you're going with that.
Yeah. Compared to the Rams, who are bringing back this defense that, like, numbers-wise, you could poke holes in, but, like, they were very young last year and showed up big time. I mean, they had 2 players in the defensive rookie of the year conversation. And then they also drafted, like, a couple of my guys. So I was like, why are teams not hiring them? One being the aforementioned Josiah Stewart, who's like a leaner dude. So that's why he dropped, but he just has a knack for like getting to the QB. Freak athlete. Ty Hamilton, another good one. Chris Paul Jones Jr. out of Ole Miss. Like, I like what they did on the draft to once again continue to supplement a young defense that is cheap and is going to be good. And then we talked about Devontae Adams earlier. Like, we just let him get Devontae Adams, and that dude has something left in the tank, along with Puka Nacua, the man, the myth, the legend, Tutu Atwell, bro.
So, I also think that like the important thing with Devontae Adams isn't even like what does he have left in the tank? It's like he's better than Cooper Kupp, right? Like, we can all agree.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp was bad last year, and if Devontae Adams is an upgrade over that, that's huge for their passing game. The problem with the Rams is that they're like Dolphins West, where if Puka or Stafford gets hurt, the team's dead in the water.
You don't like. So I do think that, like, that's the big thing with this team is, can Stafford stay hurt? I think is a bigger thing for me, because who knows? Wide receiver. That's true. Instead of I always stay ready, I always stay hurt. The wide receiver guys, who knows? Like Jordan Whittington, year 2, breakout year. I don't know. I'm not ruling it out.
Puka Nacua needs to learn how to go out of bounds.
Yeah, that's true. That would help. But you don't have faith that like a mind like Sean McVay could make Jimmy G work?
No, I mean, he's no Kyle Shanahan, so no. Do you think?
What about Stetson Bennett, bro?
You think Scott Foster's gonna have like a phantom twitch to call penalties on the Rams despite not reffing the NFL?
He might.
He's gonna see Chris Paul out there, and he's gonna keep trying to tee him up. He's gonna be like, Scott, stop it! You're going insane out there.
I can't wait for the call. And we have a fan rushing the field. It appears to be NBA referee Scott Foster. He's attacking Chris Paul Jones Jr.
So I have the Rams.
Not Chris Paul Jones. Sorry, Chris Paul Jr. I don't know what I was saying.
I know what you meant. I have the Rams also as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rams and the Cardinals as my beloved dark horse.
Your beloved dark horse.
Mhm.
Put the official stamp on it. Everyone knows, longtime fans of the podcast know, Mike Regan's beloved dark horse. We get one of them every year. This year, Mike's coming out strong with the Cardinals as his beloved dark horse. The final division, everyone's favorite, the NFC South. Currently, they're playing the NFC South, the AFC East, and the NFC West, as well as the various other teams that finished in the same position as them. Mike, can I persuade you by telling you the Saints have the second easiest schedule in the NFL?
No.
That's good because they have the third easiest.
Okay. Also, not persuaded.
Little Spencer Rattler? Rattler to Olave?
Isn't Tyler Show the starting QB?
Nah, Show lost out. See, you fucked me up that time. Shuck lost out to the Rattler.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, Rattler can't even get on most roller coasters, and you lost to him.
Short.
Fucking embarrassing. Although, according to our lads, they still have... Oh, no, never mind. They updated it. They got Rattler over Shuck and Jake Hayner third. I think they should just rotate them every series. Would you notice? How many weeks would it take you to notice if every series they switched between those quarterbacks? With a little Taysom Hill thrown in there occasionally. What'd you say?
Shuck and Hayner specifically?
No, just Rattler, Shuck, and Hayner. Every series they switch between them. How long would it take you to notice?
I think you'd notice Rattler. He's shorter.
No, how long would it take you to notice?
I don't know.
Like, are you going to notice week one?
Because
you're not watching the Saints.
Yeah, I was going to say, the question is how much Saints are you watching?
Yeah, exactly.
You're not a Saints fan. That's the problem.
Like, if you were listening to a podcast on the Tuesday after week one, and someone say, man, that pass from Rattler to Shuck, downfield to Olave afterwards, great play. You wouldn't fucking check that. You just believe it to be true. Anyways, Mike, who do you have winning the NFC South?
We already know the answer to this question if you listen to the Locks Pod, baby.
Dirty Birds?
Them Dirty Birds all the way. All the way, all day. I'm not going to repeat what I said last week. Go listen to that.
Favorite at minus 105.
I don't even care.
One of the few minus money odds to win the division. The only people with longer or shorter odds are the Eagles to win the NFC East.
Not the Bills? Who's catching the Bills in the AFC?
I don't have the fucking AFC up in front of me. I'm talking about the NFC.
We're not talking about the AFC this week. I'm sorry.
This fucking gay. Here, I can look it up for the Bills real quick. Bills are minus 270.
Okay.
Which are the longest odds, God, I keep doing that. The shortest odds by far in the NFL. Mike, you want to make the case for the Dirty Birds? They play the Vikings, Commanders, and Colts, as well as the NFC West, AFC East, and their own division twice.
The fourth easiest schedule.
Per.
I love the weapons on this team. Love what? Per sharp analysis.com.
So
or sharp football analysis.com. Like their weapons, like their offensive line. Love Michael Penix Jr. And I think their defense is extremely talented. And they hit some very good players on the draft. Jalen Walker, James Pierce Jr., Xavier Watts. Don't sleep on Billy Bowman Jr. in the backup linebacker spot. Guy had a very successful career out of Oklahoma in college. And I mean, if Youngwon Koo can get his shit together, I'm gonna put it all in the kicker. He's the one thing, the 1 weak link.
It's all Youngwon Koo. It's like a very small stone at the bottom of like an artistic pile where like a Tibetan monk has learned how to perfect the art of stone stacking, where it's like one little stone on its side and then this massive pile of stones, like this incredible thing on top. If Youngwon Koo keeps missing kicks, that stone just falls out. The entire organization falls apart. You are betting on Raheem Morris to be a good coach, though.
I don't have like the amount of Raheem Morris hate that you do.
He waited until week 14 last year to switch from Kirk Cousins to Michael Penix.
Well, in his defense, they were paying like Kirk Cousins a lot of money.
Okay, why is that in his defense?
Because, I mean, I'm just saying it's like this is what the plan was supposed to be, and then they got thrown a wrench with the drafting of Michael Penix Jr. So like, I can understand why he was like, "No, we're gonna wait."
Sounds like arguments against him being a good coach, though, right?
No, I'm just saying
the guy can't function outside the original plan when it's so obviously bad.
Well, it wasn't initially obviously bad. It became obviously bad like 4 weeks into the season. So yeah, you could say he waited too long, but I don't hold that against him. If I was going to hold it against him if they came into this year and they're like, yeah, real QB competition. But no, it was like, yeah, Penix is the guy. We're going with Penix. He learned. He adjusted. Penix is the guy.
After 14 weeks.
Penix
You
is
know
the
the
guy.
definition
All
of
matters.
you know the definition of insanity thing that people love?
Yeah.
It's doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. He did it 14 times.
8-9 last year. Despite that.
Week 1, Kirk Cousins went 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and wasn't able to run any play action because he couldn't move. At that point, everyone was like, is this Kirk Cousins thing not going great? And they did 13 more weeks after that.
You have to understand that literally every football team is going to abandon a certain plan or make a switch a couple, later than the general public thinks they should. Because they go into the season with a plan. They say, this is what we're going to do. And even when it starts to go bad, they're like, no, we just have to clean it up and it's going to work. It takes them a longer time to find like, yeah, it's just not going to work. Why? Because they're in the NFL as coaches and they think they know better than everybody else and they have egos. And so they're like, no, people don't get it. This is going to work. We just got to clean it up. So it takes them longer to finally admit like, no, we fucked up. That was the wrong call. Let's switch it. They finally did.
From weeks 10 to 13, Kirk Cousins threw 8 interceptions and 0 touchdowns.
It doesn't
And
matter.
then he got to play another week before they benched him.
You're being ridiculous.
I'm being ridiculous.
You're being ridiculous. And also, like, do I need to repeat myself? Zach Robinson, next great young head coach. He's about to have these dirty birds flying. The offense averaging at least 28, maybe 32 a game this year. It's happening. 32,
So,
pretty wild, actually.
Zach Robinson has 0 years of offensive coordinator experience.
No, he was the OC last year.
No, he wasn't. He was pass game coordinator and quarterbacks coach.
Basically, the OC last year. Basically. And now he's stepping up. He has an actual good QB, and Michael Penix Jr., who I believe in. And I think they're gonna do some work. Dude, Drake London could be the leading wide receiver in the league this year, yardage-wise. I'm saying it. I'm throwing it out there right now. It could happen.
All that being said, I also have the Falcons.
So fuck you.
They play the Vikings, Commanders, and Colts. Colts is a win. NFC West, you get a couple easy teams there. AFC East, you get a lot of easy teams there, and then their own dog shit division. With that, Mike, we have our division winners. For me, it's the Eagles, Rams, Vikings, and Falcons. For you, it was the Lions, Eagles, Rams, and Falcons, correct?
Yes.
Let's go through and do the seeds here, and then we'll get out of here. Mike, who is your overall 1 seed?
Overall 1 seed for me is going to be the Eagles again.
Yeah, Philadelphia Eagles for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, who's your 2 seed?
Wouldn't it be wild?
Wouldn't it be nice?
Lions take a slight step back
Mm-hmm.
because of the coordinator changes. And Sean McVay has a 2 seed?
You have the Rams as the 2 seed?
I just said, wouldn't it be wild? I'm considering it.
I also have the Rams as the 2 seed.
Okay, good. So yeah, let's go with that.
I think that they had something going last year. It's just the huge question mark is Stafford.
Stay healthy. Wash your hands, brother. Watch your hands. Don't go hitting no helmets when you throw. Like, keep it together.
Watch your back, literally
Yeah,
your
that's
back.
it.
Your back's off injured. Who's your 3 seed then, Mike?
I'm gonna go. I'll go Lions at 3 then.
And I have the Vikings here, so we're
course.
basically chalk across the board outside of
Mm-hmm.
the places we switch, which means both of our 4 seeds are the Falcons, which are our first team that did not make the playoffs last year that are making the playoffs this year. Now, Mike, the moment of truth. Who are your 3 wild card teams?
Dun, 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 dun. I don't know why I did that. Where's the song? Anyway, so I got the commies. They're getting back in, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So like the big thing I'm struggling with is because I got to kick one of these teams out. I got to say either the Packers or the Vikings aren't getting back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to do.
Well, you have 3 teams that you have to pick for the wild card.
Right, and I'm saying that I already put the commies in,
Yes.
and I have to have one team make it who didn't make it last year.
Oh yeah, okay, I get what you're saying now. Yeah,
So either the Packers or the Vikings can't make it in my world.
Mm-hmm.
So shit, this is hard. I'm just gonna go ahead and lean into this Packers hate I've had. I said like on our hot take spot that McCarthy was gonna outplay Jordan Love this year, so I guess I got to double down on it. Packers are out, Vikings are in, and number 7 coming to the number 7 seed. Team talent alone, the Arizona Cardinals, baby.
So your teams, you go Eagles, Rams, Lions, Falcons. Who's your 5 seed?
My 5 seed will be the commies.
Commies 5, Vikings 6, Cardinals 7. My teams: number 1, the Eagles; number 2, the Rams; number 3, the Vikings; number 4, the Falcons. Mike, number 5, your much maligned 49ers.
Suck. Just kidding.
Number 6, the Washington Commanders.
Wow, hate your own team so much.
That's literally they're the same seed from last year. They were the 6th seed last year, and the 6th seed again, despite playing a much harder schedule. And the 7th seed, Mike. The Dallas Cowboys. That's right. I have the Lions out of the playoffs, as well as the Packers. Lions, Packers out of the playoffs. Only one team from the NFC North making it into the playoffs, the Minnesota Vikings.
You, because of him not taking an interview, hate Ben Johnson so much, but then you also think he was such a large... his absence will be such a large problem for the Lions.
Well, the benefit to him on the Lions is he could piss his pants and hide behind Dan Campbell because Dan Campbell's so wide.
It's true.
And so no one could see the piss stains going all up and down his legs. But now he's going to be out there pissing his pants in front of everyone, but he can't be calling plays from behind Dan Campbell's broad back.
Have Caleb Williams standing next to him also pissing his pants.
Yeah. Caleb Williams ain't broad enough to hide behind. He ain't Dan Campbell broad.
Yeah. And then Caleb's going to jump into the stands into his mommy's arms. That was mean. People overblew that.
Here's the thing. Like, the double coordinator loss is tough. We saw how it hit the Eagles. The Eagles, who were not as reliant on their one top-tier coordinator as this Lions team was. Now, once again, my entire rationale here is I would rather bet against the Lions and be wrong than bet on them and be wrong. I think that it'll look real dumb if you bet on the team with fucking 32-year-old Jared Goff, or however old he is now, with a question mark at coordinator, an offensive line that got worse, and the defensive coordinator leaving, than betting on that team. Like, we're basically stuck because we know where they finished last year as the overall 1 seed in the conference, and they had a Dan Campbell as their coach, who we all like as a person.
I feel like we like him as a head coach, too.
Yes. The Packers, I just, like, the receivers are question marks. Their coach is very good. And their quarterback, to me, is still a question mark. We'll see. But I think that the Packers, like, they barely made it last year. I think that it's not that crazy to say they'll barely miss this year. Cowboys just had the season from hell. I mean, they lost as many important players to injury as the 49ers did, and we just talked about it less. Cowboys are going to be in shootouts. The question is, like, how many do they come out on top of?
I guess part of it, yeah. I mean, I guess the big thing is, like, I believe in Dan Campbell as a head coach. I don't think, I mean, it's tough to say. It's like John Morton comes in as OC. He was the passing game coordinator for the last 2 years in Denver. That doesn't tell us much because Sean Payton was the head coach. Right. But I get why they would go with that hiring, thinking that would work. Kelvin Shepard's the new DC. He was the linebackers coach since 2022 there. He's actually been on the defensive staff since 2021. So I don't hate continuity. I think it can work in some cases. I think it could work on that side of the ball. I will say John Morton is a little bit of a question mark. I'm not as confident in him, but I love the personnel in that offense, so I think it could be okay. And I also hate the Cowboys, so. But I get it. I get where you're coming from.
Last second news here, and then we'll close out the podcast. I just got a text with multiple exclamation points that simply read Amari Cooper to the Raiders.
What?
Who cares?
Did they? Let me guess. The Browns traded Amari Cooper for Aiden O'Connell.
He just signed a 1-year deal. He was a free agent.
Was a free agent. That's right.
Also, Mike, he was a free agent from the Bills, not from the Browns.
That's right. I got him mixed up. I forgot that. Well, that's how little he did for us last year.
Yeah.
It was extremely forgettable.
He's out there doing one sprints for you guys. With that, Mike, we have our teams. Do you have any last notes? I will say that I also knocked Tampa Bay off. That's because I believe so much in fucking Liam Cohen that I think that offense goes in the tank.
Oh, that kind of tracks. I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Tampa Bay was the 4 seed last year. I have them out of the playoffs this year, and it's because, similar to Ben Johnson, like, Baker Mayfield threw for 4,500 yards last year, and, like, Baker Mayfield's, like, a fine upside QB, but he's not Peyton Manning. He's not going to go out there and throw for 4,000 yards a season, and he's not going to do it next year.
I think that Tampa Bay has benefited from a weak division, and I think the Falcons are on the up, and sounds crazy since I have like my entire life savings into Bryce Young stock, but I think the Panthers are starting to be on the come up. So I think life's going to get a little harder for the Bucs down in the NFC South. So
any other notes you got from the playoff picture?
Yeah, you want to like do a real fast like Super Bowl pick before the season starts?
I actually want to do a really slow one.
Like what you don't have to pick winner, but just like what 2 teams are making it.
Eagles Bills.
Eagles Bills.
Yeah,
I'm going Bills Rams. Send it.
Oh man, that'd be such a good Super Bowl.
That'd be a fun Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm just tired of having teams that I don't care about in the Super Bowl.
Like the Eagles and the Chiefs, yeah.
Like the Eagles and the Chiefs. I'm just tired of it. Like, just give us a Super Bowl where I got something to sink my claws into.
Rams almost had the Eagles last year.
Rams almost had the Eagles last year. I would love a Bills Rams Super Bowl because I would obviously be rooting hard for the Bills. But at least like the Rams are like a likable team. Although, you know what would be better is if we got like Cowboys Bills, like a team that we just fucking hate against the Bills. That way it's like the emotional value.
Let's not do that for the third time. It didn't work out great the first 2. Also, there's no way the Cowboys are making the Super Bowl. It's impossible for them to do that anymore.
Tell that to the Miami Heat.
What?
Tell that to the Miami Heat.
What does that have to do with the Cowboys?
Or the 2007 Giants.
I'm so confused.
What?
What does that have to do with the Cowboys?
You see, those teams were low seeds.
Right, but I don't think the Cowboys are. In my world, the Cowboys aren't even going to be in the playoffs. I tell you what, before we start talking about them Super Bowl, if they can win a playoff game, then I'll entertain this conversation.
All right, Mike. We're about at an hour and a half, so it's time for us to get out of here. You got plugs on the way out the door?
Yeah, follow me at the social medias linked in the description below. We'll leave it at that.
Didn't you say you had news on Saturday?
Oh yeah, so I've had to scratch some things off and move up the schedule on Saturday, but I'm very far along in the very first on Saturday for the 2025 college football season, and I'm fucking stoked to get it out there. Having fun writing it. Should be wrapping it up today so I can get it to our world-class editing team. Hopefully we can get it out by Thursday before week 1 games start. Mm-hmm. And so look forward to that.
Excellent. You can follow me on the socials that are also linked below. What's your social preference if someone's just going to follow you on one thing?
X, that's what I'm on most of the time.
Okay, yeah, for me it's I think Letterboxd. I don't know. I'm gonna I'll leave my Twitter link in there just because that's how you can access all of our content. But just follow me on Letterboxd. It's more fun. You can email us at downloadpodcast@gmail.com. Tell us how many yards and touchdowns and interceptions you think Amari Cooper will have. You can go to townalone.com, check out all of our work. This last weekend, we had our prediction contest for Forbidden Door, in which, once again, I believe Mike beat me. And, Mike, thumbs up, thumbs down, Forbidden Door.
Thumbs in the middle.
That's not an option.
That's what I'm giving you, brother.
And check out our new YouTube channel, which has a video with no audio. It doesn't anymore. I took it down, but it initially did. And just always remember that if something is wrong with your particular tech, don't let Mike troubleshoot it because he'll assume you got it handled. And with that, Mike, would you like to give an NFC South base shout out on the way out the door?
NFC South base shout out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, the snake, Spencer Rattler.
You always start out with the man, the myth, the legend. In your book, everyone is a man, a myth, and a legend.
I'm very, very nice to people.